Alright, we're back. Forex market. Guys, second analysis of the day. As advertised, dollar versus the Canadian. We kind of focused on the Canadian dollar today. Here, the dollar versus the Canadian presents a very interesting situation, very unique situation. And we're mostly focused on what seems to be the medium-term cycle, where price had been starting to trade sideways around the beginning of September, so roughly 3 months, right? 3 months ago. It was under a downside influence for quite some time until it started to, well, this might be a bottoming out process or just a consolidation phase. Either way, we think price has a good chance to come back up pretty much to where it came from, right? The area of 33.19 and all the way up to the previous high 34.20. So from this point to 34.20, we're talking about a respectable move of more than 400 pip, almost 450 pip, right? That's a big move, no doubt. But I want to try to show you why we think this is an imminent move that deserves our attention, you know what I mean? So let's go back to the very beginning of this consolidation phase. As I suggested, the beginning of September, we saw the first move up, followed by a 3-segment 1, 2, 3 back to where it came from, right? So we had the first going up, and then of course, that's point 0, as we like to call it. The first one, of course, is at the end of the move, and then of course the second and the end of the downside move. And ever since then, we suspect price was beginning to build the next move back up, which is going to be the last, leg number 3. However, well, it had a good start. It did have a good start. Price went up, and then it started to came off, right? For a good number of days, price spent time on building this downside move, which we think is a technical correction to the first upside segment, right? That's the bottom line, because because we suspect that's the case, we can build up this bullish conviction. Otherwise, we didn't have a case. Now, the reason we have a case is because we can measure the potential of any correction in comparison to the base move, and we know that 76.4 Fibonacci 76.4 correction is the last line of correction by definition. So as long as price remains above that level, it's still kind of in the range of a potential correction phase, which means price is going to come back, right? It's going to resume the original move. In this case, it's an upside move. But what's really striking about the situation here is the way price was reacting to that 76.4 level. So now you can see what I'm talking about. I'm sure you can guess what I'm talking about. That blue dotted line, 29.85, that is the 76.4 Fibonacci correction. And what we were impressed about was the way price ended up last Friday, right? By knocking out that level, basically slicing it up and bouncing back up, remaining above that level. That's a very strong sign that price has no plan to dig any further, but rather it's going to turn back up. And then if it's turning back up, that's the last piece of evidence we needed, to complete the case, right? And then of course we can open fire, and it's just established that bullish position, which we believe has the potential to go, like I said, 400 pip, more than 400 pip. Now, so what are we waiting for, right? That's the question. What we're waiting for is the first sign, solid sign for a pushback, right? From 29.85. Price is still battling. It's still pushing. It's still trying to cross over clearly, even today. So we need to see some green here. We need to see price begin to leave off, right? To start to pick off, leave this area. That's what we want to see. Even just a small sign. We don't need a complete turnaround here, right? And then we pull the trigger. And then we have the big obstacle at 30.94. Once we cross over, we can start to get more aggressive on building that position going forward. 33.19 definitely going to be an important target. That's actually the primary target. We're going to address that as our primary target, and we'll probably try to leave some of the position going forward all the way to 34.20. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. We're going to give it one more day to roll, and we'll come back tomorrow with some hardcore decision about the situation, right? That's about that, Dow versus Canadian. That's about it for the day today. Forex market. We'll be back tomorrow as usual. See you then. Cheers.